MGM Rewards on the collar. If you have a question for Danielle, please let me know in the chat function of this call so that I'll know to call on you and ask you to unmute. But I'll just kick things off. Welcome our de facto tournament host, Danielle. What is it like for the tour to be back in Vegas?
I absolutely love, obviously, having the tournament here, and I think everyone knows that it's one of my favorite events of the year. Excited to see what Shadow's going to become throughout the week, because I'm speaking to the grounds crew and the entire staff, and they're very, looking forward to making the greens faster, firmer, and the conditions always so absolute mint, what everyone wants to say. I just hope everyone has a really good time in Vegas and, likes coming here.
What is it about this event that excites you year after year? This is our third year here, but being at Shadow Creek, being at your quote-unquote home course, what is it about match play that is exciting for you this week?
For me, it's not necessarily just match play. What I'm excited about is that we get to play a caliber golf course like Shadow Creek. Our sponsors, Bank of Hope and MGM Rewards, hosts us as a world-class athlete, and I think that elevates us as athletes, elevates us as tour, and having an event like that on our schedule really is moving us to the next level and having, everything headed in the right direction. So I'm very thankful for partners like this, and I think this is the week to show them how appreciative we are and, to play the best golf, and that's what we're here to do. So.
I know you're coming off some off weeks. I know you were able to make a surprise appearance somewhere as well. So what has it been like gearing up for this event, and where are you feeling in your game as we get into this week?
As many people would like to point out, that I did not hit the ball well at International Crown. However, I scrambled really well, scored actually pretty great, had a lot of fun with the girls. I just haven't been playing well in general, I guess, but I've been finishing well and not well, and it's kind of not all tied up yet, but there's some swing mechanics that I'm working on, and I think I've kind of got it down and feel good about it. I feel really positive about the direction that I'm headed in, and yeah, I just feel good about it, right?
I think the smile permeates throughout the room here. I know you were able to talk to a lot of people at the Pro-Am party too, but what are you most excited about for this week as it relates to this event?
I'm most excited about competing at Shadow Creek, having MGM as my little cushion, being able to be at home, and whoever is going to come out and watch is going to come out and watch. But for me, I'm more focused on what I get to do at the golf course. It is my home course, and there's nothing like a home game, and I'm always jealous of other sports where they get to have home crowds, home game, home stadium. But if I have it just at least 1 week out of the year, it's more than I could ever ask for. So that's what I'm really excited about, to be in the present and enjoy the week like I always do every week, every year.
All right, I'll hand it off, Greg.
Hi, Danielle. As our kind of Las Vegas ambassador here and the Shadow Creek ambassador, any disappointment in the number of top players that chose not to play this week?
Yes and no. I try to focus on the positives, right? And I'm trying to tell players to try and not pinpoint the negatives. I guess somebody complained that we got too many gifts last year, so they made sure we don't get too many gifts this year. Some people complained about the limo, and then now they're like, okay, well then drive your own car in. And then it's so minuscule that I want to focus on strength of field is one thing, but it's coming together to making it better, right? So all we have to do is, we all have to do our part. And playing a tournament, and I'm sure I've definitely not have played and competed in one of the high-level events, and I have my reasons. So I respect the players for coming or choosing what they want to play or not on their schedule. So I don't really am disappointed in that part. It's just mostly maybe I'm a bit more sensitive about it since it's my home and it's a great golf course, and I want the tournament to be here, and I want the girls to experience it moving forward. And if they just appreciate where we're at, the golf course, the venue, the sponsors, Bank of Hope, Korea is a big partner of the LPGA, and Bank of Hope is a Korean company, and acknowledging that and having Las Vegas have your back and having LPGA down the strip, and they have it on MGM Grand Aria, like the entire billboards. I think that's pretty cool. So I know we're not exactly where we want to be yet, but I think we're going to get to where we want to get to. So that's what I'm trying to focus on.
Yeah. Any fear that because of the strength of schedule, the sponsors might say we've had enough?
I don't think so. I'm pretty faithful in my sponsors. Every partner that I'm with, I know where their loyalty lies, and I know what they're envisioning for the future. So Bank of Hope is, I know that they are supportive of women's golf, but for me, I can speak mostly for MGM Rewards and International, is because MGM is very supportive of golf in general. There's no really division between men and women. There's not much. We actually pretty much get equal pay as a sponsor, men versus women. I think I'm actually one of the highest paid. Things like that, I can be for Fort Worth and explain that is because I want sponsors to know that we have people like this that back us up, and we have people like this that want to help us get to where we want to get to. And I think they don't have any inclination, in this is my opinion, on just leaving us high and dry. I think they're going to try and figure out how to make it better, how to make it more accommodating for us, which they've been doing for 3 years. And I just see it getting better, if anything. And I'm just very thankful to have a partner like that.
And then to change the subject, not to dig up the past, but you seem like you're in a much better place than you were at this point last year with the issues you had going on.
I've had a lot of issues in the past year, not just past year, past like many years of my life. Right. But not even just this week. I had issues 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you watched Crown, but we had issues. So regardless what the issues are, that's life. It's never going to be smooth sailing. If it is smooth sailing, I don't want it. So that's just who I am. There's just a lot of dramas. You just got to embrace it as it comes your way. If you're not hitting it good, just figure it out. If you're hitting it great, just ride it out. It is what it is. If you're sick, you're sick. If you're feeling good, you're feeling good. So I'm here. We're playing Shadows here. We thought we'd never have a tournament at Shadow Creek, right? So, Right. I slept, I think, like 4 hours last night. I thought I might miss the tee time. I didn't. I'm here. We're doing great. So.
Great.
Cool. All right, Sarah, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hey, DK. I have a couple of quick ones and a couple of different.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So Crown, I know wasn't what you were looking for, but what did you learn from that week about your ability to scramble and contribute to a team even when you may not have had your best?
I learned that shit happens, really. But I was very appreciative of my teammates. I had so much fun with the girls. Lilia, Lexi, Nelly, they playing alternate shots with Nelly. We shot under par, I think, both times. And trust me, I was spraying it. And Lexi was such a great best ball partner for me. And she was just attacking everything because she goes, you'll just make up and down from everywhere. So the support that I got from players and them knowing that I didn't have my A game or B game, they never criticized. They just were highlighting what I was good at. And I think that's something that I just really will stay with me for a long time. Because a lot of times when you watch people struggle, whether it's putting, chipping, or ball striking, we only focus on the negative. But as players, when we talk to each other, we didn't. And just the four of us, it was just a small group. And it was a lot of fun, honestly. But over in general, shit happens. Sorry. I was hitting it everywhere, so.
I love that. Just switching gears a little bit, it's obviously Asian American Pacific Islander Month, one of the heritage months throughout the year. You, as one of the top players out here, as a Korean American, what does your heritage mean to you, and what does it mean to you to be able to represent the Asian Americans out here on tour?
Oh, that's so cool that you asked that. I'm always proud to be an American, but I've always been very proud to be a Korean. There's a reason why I know how to read and write and speak fluently in Korean, and I was born and raised in America. A lot of Koreans get very surprised on how well I speak and read, is because I think sometimes you have to really respect and embrace the heritage where we came from. And I want to learn about the history of Korea and how we became what we became to be, and learning about American history is the same way. So for me, embracing both heritages have been, doubled, I guess, the information and knowledge that I had to look up and learn. But I'm always proud to represent both countries. I always wear that, stars and stripes, no matter where I go, whether it's Crown, Solheim Cup, the Olympics, I'll always be an American. But deep down, I'm always proud to be a Korean descent, and that will never change. So I try and honor that by knowing the history and knowing where I came from and knowing the culture, because I think that's important.
Last one for me. I mean, there are a lot of little girls out here every single week of all different backgrounds, but being able to represent that Korean American little girl and Asian American little girl, what does that mean to you? I know you're really connected with your fans and you really support the kids, but what does that mean to kind of represent your culture in the way that you do? I
want specifically Korean American girls to know that you don't have to choose. And I think that goes with whether it's, second generation American dash, whatever you may be, and Mexican American, Spaniard American, the Euro American, whatever you want it to be. I don't want them to lose their identity. And sometimes we feel out of place because we're not where your roots are and where you came from, and you just be you and just be a badass that you are, whatever you may be. And I think that that's very important for me to show. I have no problem telling you that I am a Korean American. I have no problem telling you where I grew up, but I also have no problem telling you it in Korean as well. So I want them to really embrace who they are and be proud of it instead of looking at the negatives on why it could be better. Same thing as applies to the world, I guess.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. And we'll wrap it with Kent. If you could please unmute yourself.
Danielle, over the course of your career, you've done a lot of travel between events. What have been some of the things you have learned to shorten the recovery period from a long flight like you've got after this week from Vegas to New Jersey?
So I didn't go to New Jersey. I was in Hawaii. I don't know if you know that. And before that, I was in Korea.
I think going to Mizuho.
Oh, going next. So yeah, I am known for a player that doesn't really go home very often. I guess I do travel a lot. My short recovery is, it doesn't really matter. Just go to sleep and stretch and do what you're supposed to do, and you're good to go. Drink a lot of water. All the basic things that our moms and dads tell us all our lives, just do it. It doesn't take much to self-care. And if you're lazy about the little things, you're not going to get big things done. So it's like making your bed every morning. You got to do little diligent stuff. So that's how I recover really fast. I travel between events quite often is because that's what makes me happy, going to see my friends. I don't want to be stuck in this realm because this isn't all that I am. This isn't who I am, all of it. So when I have a chance, when I have downtime, I want to go be myself and be myself with whoever I want to be. And they happen to be across the world. So with that, I don't want to put the pressure of golf on top of it, saying if I don't sleep, if I don't go home and have the practice facility that I need right here, I'm not going to play well. Like, that mindset doesn't exist for me. You do the putting drill that you need to do. You got to hit the balls. You got to get ready, go to sleep when you need to, get off Netflix, stop going on Instagram and scrolling for 45 minutes when you could have just rolled on a foam roller. Like, all those things will help you recover as fast as you can. Like, eat, make sure you're eating, snacking, all those things.
And you were talking about the journey of the event. This is going to be the first LPGA Tour tournament without a founder alive in the tour's history. What does that feel like?
I guess that's a lot of mixed emotions. For me, I'm just very thankful. It's life. I know that nothing's really forever, but what we can do is what they've always said is leave it better than we found it. And I'm very thankful for the founders because I wouldn't be here without them. And hopefully one day there will be a Kent asking another young girl asking the same question when I'm not around, and hopefully I've made some kind of impact for a little girl to say, I wanted to play golf and I'm here today because of Danielle Kang. And that might be 80 years down the road for whatever I've done today or tomorrow. But I hope they know, even in the afterlife, that they've made an impact on hundreds and thousands of people, and that's including college girls or fans, anybody that is involved with women's golf, even staff. So it's pretty awesome. They've given jobs to a lot of people, including me. Pepperdine. Sorry.
We got the
Go Waves.
one more from Greg, and then we'll wrap.
Just real quick, it's been a few months now. Can you talk about the caddy change and how you think that's affected your game at all, and if you're happy with the way things are going?
I have a new caddy this week. His name is Martin. What was the question?
Just the caddy change. This is kind of your first season without your regular guy you had years.
It's not necessarily just a caddy for me. No one's gonna make it or break me.
Right.
I'm gonna be what I am. I'm gonna be the player that I am. I would like to have a caddy that could be my partner out there, that could be a second set of eyes, that could lend me a helping hand when I need it, or when he thinks I need it. It's just as simple as that. Sometimes you move on and sometimes you're with a person for 6-7 years. But when people like to pinpoint a change to say that is the reason why you're doing blank, I don't think is a fair thing to say to a player, whether they're playing good or bad, because every player out here works hard. Every player out here is dedicated and doing what they need to do to progress to work towards their goals. And my mindset is every choice that I make has a reason, and I stick by them. And everything that happens in life, you got to roll with the punches. Whether it's in my control or not, that's just kind of game of golf, you know? You just got to go with it. Only thing I have control is to when to go to sleep and when to eat. So as long as I'm focused on that, I live a very happy life and just going with whatever comes my way.
Is this a temporary change this week, or is this a new caddy?
I don't know. You ask me that in a couple of weeks, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right, that will do it for us. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Real quick.
Yes.